This is the main concept that we consider in our mind, that is cost and benefit analysis for that project. I again repeat, this is done to find economic feasibility of proposed solution and to find whether returns by implementing a system justify the cost. After knowing the cost of the system, the comparison is made with the benefits provided by the system. Again, what are the cost factors? One is the development cost, operational cost, personal cost, hardware and software cost, and facility cost and the supply cost. What is the development cost? You must aware of that. What is the development cost? Means the cost that is required by the product when we develop that product. I repeat, what is the development cost? The cost of developing an information system can be classified according to the phase in which they occur. Development costs that are incurred during the development of the system are one-time investments such as wages and the equipment cost. Clear? The one-time cost that we spend on the product while developing that project, development cost. Now, next is operational cost. Operating costs are the expenses required for the day to day. This word should must be constrained by you. Operational cost means the day to day running of the systems. This includes the maintenance of the system, means the operational cost that we spend on the maintenance of the system. Like you purchase a car, you are doing the service of that car. What is the need of that service? Means you are going to maintain that car. This is the operational cost that you spend on that product. That can be in the form of maintaining the hardware or application programs or money paid to professionals responsible for running or maintaining the system. Clear? Suppose that you purchase a software for anything you are doing in your organization, but you don't know how to manage that software. Again, you hire a professional for that software to work with that. So, the salary, the wages that you are paying to him is called again as a operational cost. Now, personal cost, it is the money spent on the people involved in the development of the system. This is a personal cost. Personal means the salaries that you are paying. It is the money spent on the people involved in the development of the system. These expenditures include salaries, other benefits such as health insurance, convenience allowance, medical insurance, etc. that any organization pays to the employees. Clear? What is the personal cost? I again repeat, it is the money spent on the people involved in the development of the system. These expenditures include salaries, other benefits such as health insurance, conveyance allowance, medical insurance, etc. Now, the hardware and the software cost. Hardware cost include the cost of purchasing or leasing the computers and the peripherals, means the cost that is spent on the hardware of any system that we are developing, that we need any hardware to develop a system and we purchase that hardware or we take that hardware on lease or on rent. That type of cost is called as a hardware cost. Now, the software cost involves cost of purchasing required software or application programs. You must aware of that. What is system software and application programs? Means the software cost involve cost of purchasing required softwares or the application programs that we need. This type of cost is included into hardware and software costs. Now, next is facility cost. What is facility cost? Facility cost means that we spend to provide some facilities to the users, that is expenses incurred during the preparation of physical site where the system will be operational. These can be wiring, flooring, acoustics, lighting and air conditioning, means the money that spent on these facilities. Again, I repeat, the functioning of this is depends totally upon the name. Facility cost means the cost that is spent on providing the facilities like wiring, flooring, acoustics, lighting and air conditioning. Now the supply cost. These are the variable costs that vary proportionately with the amount of use of paper, ribbons, disc, this may be anything, and the like other stationery. These should be estimated and included in the overall cost of the system. Means that whenever you are doing the feasibility study of any project, you are studying the project, these are the main costs that you consider in your mind. It should be there that how much money you are going to spend on any system, and it must be beneficial for that system, that you are spending a lot of amount to prepare any product or to prepare any software, but you are not getting much more than that of cost that you have already spent on that system, then means it is not so much beneficial for you. So you must concentrate on these all type of costs that you have to spend. These all are add up with each other and make the total cost that you spend on that software. Clear what type of cost that we have done here is supply cost, facility cost, hardware and software cost, personnel cost, operational cost, development cost. These are the costs that we have considered, means that these all costs make the overall total expenditure to prepare any product or to prepare any software. Now the next is hardware, facilities, supply, and identify cost and benefit. Now how you identify which type of cost are there? One is tangible and intangible cost and benefits. Next is direct or indirect costs and benefits. Next is fixed or variable costs and benefits. Now, what is tangible and intangible costs? Tangible costs means the major costs that can be measured, how much exact amount we can spend on anything to develop any software. Tangible cost means hardware or software procures, means the personal training and employee salaries are examples of, means that the fixed amount that you pay for any for developing any product or any system. This is tangible, means that can be actually measured. And the intangible cost, that is unmeasured. Unmeasured means the cost of breakdown of any online, means that any system has already broken down, then what we have you to do, means you cannot estimate that how much amount you will spend to repair that product. The cost of breakdown of an online system during the banking hours will cause the bank loss deposits, means how much bank loss is there, you cannot measure that all, means this is intangible cost. Tangible cost is measurable cost and intangible is unmeasurable cost. Now benefits, again the same as it is the cost. Tangible benefits that can be identified or that can be measured. For example, improved response time, producing error free output, or example of tangible benefits, means that your system is feasible for any requirement of the users, means it is efficient system having a best response time and having without error system, then you can identify the actual benefits of that system. Intangible benefits means difficult to measure but are very important, means for example improving the decision making process, enhancing accuracy, maintaining good business images. These all are all steps that can increase the benefits of that any product. These are called as intangible, that you don't pay concentration on that steps, but this plays an important role before and while developing any product or software. I again repeat, intangible benefits are difficult to measure but are very important. That means, for example, improving the decision making process and enhancing accuracy, maintaining good business images. Now direct or indirect costs. Direct cost is what? Cost which are directly associated with the system, means hardware cost, personal cost. And indirect costs are what? Costs which are not directly associated with the system, means overhead expenses such as insurance, maintenance, heat, light and air conditioning. These are all the indirect costs, mean that are not directly paying for the development of the software, but you are paying that cost for that systems. This is indirect cost. I again repeat, what is included into the indirect cost? That is maintenance, insurance, heat, light and air conditioning, etc. Now, again direct and indirect benefits are there. What is direct benefit? Direct benefits are specifically attributable to a given project, means the direct benefit that we are attaining for any product. And indirect benefits are realized as byproduct of another system. Clear? Means that you are gaining some benefits but not directly from any product. These are coming indirectly from another product. Means fixed or variable cost and again benefits. Fixed cost that do not change. Again fixed word applies here. Fixed means something is fixed. Now fixed cost is means the cost that do not change. And for example, depreciation of hardware, rent to be paid. Now variable cost incurred periodically and vary with volume of work, that is cost of papers or floppies or CDs or DVDs, whatever you use depends upon the usability. This is the variable cost that may vary while the use or while developing any softwares. Fixed cost means that will remain fixed, that you have decided means will remain same as it is. Now, what today we have already done is we have learned to determine how beneficial or practical the development of a software system will be an organization. Means that after this presentation you must clear that what actually the feasibility study is and how important this is for any project or any product that we implement. First of all, we gather the information, requirement analysis. On that requirement analysis, then we do the feasibility study to determine if the project or product we are preparing is beneficial or practical. If it is not, then means we say the term the product or the project on which we are working is not feasible. If it is beneficial or practical, then we say that it is means it is feasible project. Also learn to evaluate cost and benefits of proposed systems. Then we evaluate the cost and benefits of any product or system that we are going to develop. If we attain more benefits than cost, means again it is feasible product. But if we are expending a lot of money but we are not getting anything from that product, then it is again useless. And again on the basis of the feasibility study, decision is taken on whether to proceed or to postpone the project. This is the summary of the feasibility study. From this summary you can explain and you can learn how actually feasibility study matters while developing any product or software. Again I repeat, on the basis of the feasibility study, decision is taken on whether to proceed or to postpone the project or to cancel the project also. Now, these are the topics that we have learned today. We learned technologically, economically, operationally, socially and the management point of view and time consideration and the legal view of the feasibility of any system. Thank you very much.